And lastly, final point, we can't force, it again goes back to that having power over our kids for a certain amount of time, but eventually we will lose that power over them. And if the only thing we have is the carrot and stick method, then it's not going to work for the long term, and it's going to, again, like I said before, destroy that rapport and that trust and those connections that we have to build when the kids are young. And the scenario we really want to avoid, if your children are still young and haven't reached that age yet, and it's never too late, but obviously it gets more and more tricky the older they get. But imagine your child is a teenager now, and they're allergic to your voice. Even before you're speaking, they stop you because they can't take the emotional blame and guilt tripping that keeps coming their way anymore. Although you mean well and trying to help, when our help is loaded with a lot of expectations, emotions, fears of the future, and these are our expectations and our emotions and fears of the future, that we're trying to help them, but we are projecting all these expectations, emotions, and fears onto them, and the kids eventually have enough of all that, and they don't want to hear it anymore. They don't want to be emotionally manipulated anymore. They don't want to hear all the fears of the future you have as a parent. They have their own way of thinking, and that's actually one of the biggest realizations that helps my clients to move on, that every child has their own, lives in their own separate reality, and that's really what helps us not to go into this mode of forceful teaching and convincing them. And I really talked to 5 parents in the last 1 week alone who are in this scenario now and are full of regrets, and I'm working with them to help them to overcome those regrets, and again focus on whatever they can do now to help their children to really create that connection again. And it's never too late. It's never too late. I've got clients who are adults who recreated connections with their 60-year-old parents, and they had a bad relationship for 30 years with their parents. So actually it's never too late. You can start right now and again create those connections with your children if you feel you've lost it. And trying to emotionally force the kids into doing what they want, what we want them to do, and it really doesn't work. Like I said, it works short term, but in the long term it doesn't.
If you like more tips on effortless parenting from the inside out and comprehensive training on how to make parenting fun, easy, and effective, watch our free web class on coachsafia.com/gift.